Hi guys. This is just an impromptu kind of a live. I've held off from putting my thoughts out there on a lot of subjects. Excuse me. This is actually why I haven't been on in about a week and a half or so. I have an awful cough. Um yeah, so I think it's about time I use my voice. But um the one person um who's on my mind a lot is Foodie. Um, there's a lot of things going on, and I will write out a list of what I want to talk about tomorrow. But I'm just going to introduce this sort of a thing for tonight, and we'll get straight into it tomorrow, and we'll talk about what's happening. There's just I'm not getting her. I'm not understanding how she can be so flippant, and um I don't think she must, when she uploads her videos, I don't think she must watch them again because there's a certain someone sitting beside her, and she has to do is look at the facial expressions, and it tells a lot to me anyway. I spend more time looking at the facial expressions than I do sometimes listening to what Foodie has to say. Um, I don't like the thought of how she can just discard people and discard things. Like, nothing is sacred to her. So her clothes, her food, her cats, her friends, her parent, her family, her car, her everything. She can. Hi, Jen. She can just discard things just on a whim like that, and I'm not understanding that. And watching her for a year now, I just have to say what I have to say. It has to come out because it's just um annoying my poor little head. Um so yeah, just there's something off with that man, and I wish she'd look back on her videos and watch him. It's all just weird. Like, if I was after getting married to somebody and he only brought me out at night time when the place was empty, I'd be like, or to the desert during the day, I'd be like, here you now. I want to be brought out to the shops during the day. Um, let people see us together, let people know that we are together, all that sort of stuff. And she's completely blanking all that out for herself. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's just um that's just one part of what I want to talk about, and I will write a list out for tomorrow of the different topics of where I want to go. Like the other day, she did go shopping the other day. Now they're aware that they only have air fryer. Okay, you have an air fryer. That's okay because that can still cook meals for a man on his own. And while he was probably living on his own, he just threw in chips, whatever. But she bought pasta and she bought food that you can prepare, but you need a stove, or you need some sort of oven or some sort of hot plate that you can heat this stuff on. So was she really thinking about that when she was, I don't know, prepare for your meals, prepare everything that you want to have done. Like, if they are broke and everything like that, and she went and spent the last few pounds on food, uh, be clever about it and buy food that you're able to prepare with whatever utensils you have there. One thing that actually, I'm not really surprised at, because every time she kind of done him wrong, he was able to bounce back, and he was able to get himself a job, and he was able to do all that sort of stuff for himself. So he didn't really need her in the background. I know he did I know he did, like, kind of depend on her when she was around, but he's actually doing better now that she's not around him, and so are the cats, and that's Pete's. I am so Hi, Team Psych Ward. I'm so proud of Pete's for looking after the cats, which everybody thought he wouldn't do. He wouldn't be able to do, and he'd be whatever. But he's brushing their hair, he's playing with them, he's getting them their food, and they're getting an awful lot more care than they did when their mother was around, when Foodie was around. So yeah, I think Pete's is good for the cats, where everybody thought he was abusive towards them. And I think he's better with the cats than Foodie was with her cats. And the fact that he's getting up every day, and he said today, and I think it was misleading. I think people didn't really hear what he meant, but he said, "Oh yeah, no, no, I have money for a takeaway. I can go and I can get a takeaway if I want one, and I'd like one, but I have food prepared." And I was like, "Well done, you Pete, because if this was 2 weeks ago, yourself and herself would have ordered a Big Mac or some sort of takeaway food." Yeah, Team Psych Ward. I do think he's doing better. I think from the man he was 2 weeks ago, like, he got out of the shower yesterday and he was cooking his dinner. Now, okay, all right, we'll give him the cooking of the dinners are 80-20, right? 80% shocking, 20% quite good. Like, the fact that he's doing it. 2 weeks ago, he didn't even do it. I think will stand him in good stead. The longer she stays away from him, the more independent he'll become again, because he was independent from her before. Um, yeah, I like, it would have been just so much easier for him to say, "Oh, whatever, I'll get a Mackie D's this evening and I'll throw out the leftovers." But no, he ate the leftovers. Now, if he does want his takeaway later on, well and good. I feel he's looking better. He was after getting out of the shower yesterday, and people thought that he was still just not showered. But as the cooking of the stew yak was being done yesterday, his hair, excuse me, his hair, which was wet, it did look greasy, but it was wet, and you could see the curls at the back of his hair were drying to a normal dry. However, if he didn't just keep touching it and stuff, it wouldn't get greasy as quick. Um, he's a bit yeah, he does. He's taken it on board. That he has to be more responsible. That he has to, like, this is a big thing. Like, his friend left thinking that she was going to pay his rent, that she was going to do this, that he was living with the cats to look after the cats for her. But now I think he's realizing when he's watching her streams, especially that one the other day when she said, "I don't have to look after a grown man for the rest of my life." I think after that live, I think he realized, oh, she is going to leave me high and dry. Um, and she will. Um, that live yesterday. Oh, you see, this is why I'm going to have to write it down on a notepad, because I will be going from live to live. But there was a live on yesterday where she was talking with himself beside her, and he was pulling, oh, that kick the other day. I think that was it for me, girls. I think that was it for me because it was like, take off those rose colored glasses and put on um a little woman's after getting into bed beside me now and confused me. Take off those rose colored glasses and really see what's going on around her because she's not seeing what's going on around her. Um but right at the end of that live yesterday where she went off on Monty and um FF FFG. You can talk perfectly, you mad thing. She went, what did Daddy say? FFG and there was somebody else she went off on, and that was basically what it was all about. And at the end, she gave a big sigh, and this is what I'm going to be looking into tomorrow. How I can sorry, Team Psych Ward. I'm trying to read all the. Yeah, he is going to be left in bad shape. With the cats. Oh, geez, even today she said, "Oh, yeah." Pete's played a recording of a phone call. A video, a voicemail she left for the cats, and she was like, "Oh, BBJ, I miss you, BBJ. Please be alive when I get home." What? What sort of crazy ass stuff is that to say? Jen Lou said she hears a little princess, and Team Psych Ward said, "Nora." Um, yeah, what sort of a crazy ass thing is that to say to your cat over the phone? Like that's that was crazy to me. But yeah, that kick as well the other day, it was a kick. It was an obvious kick, and I don't know. I know she was kind of into weird stuff when she was with Nadir, and maybe she likes that sort of thing, but not on camera. That's that's disrespectful to do to your new wife or your new whatever she is, because do I think they're married? I okay. I think they have all the paperwork done. I think they've all the stuff done to get him home. I think Aisha is possibly his wife, even though he said today that she was his second wife. I do believe there's more of a connection there with her and him. Foodie was at that fashion show a few weeks ago, and that's where she met Aisha with all the scarves and the hijabs and all of the things. And that's when she went into town and started looking for them. Did Foodie and that other girl, did they cook this up to go over to Kuwait and bring him home? I don't know. That's just something that came into my head that nobody else has spoke about, and it's kind of, it does sound like a Foodie ammo. Um, oh, it was aggressive, and you could see it in his eyes. Team Psych Ward, it was aggressive, and she deleted it out of one of her streams. But sure, she knows herself that, like, those streams, so many people will have taken them that they can just edit it back in. Do you know that was a weird thing to do? Um, I'll tell you, Jen Lou, if anybody even thought of, had the idea or the inclination of doing, and how does Chris Watts say the inclination? Anyway, if anybody had any inclination of doing anything to Alice, well, you wouldn't be doing it a second time. She would give you the skank eye, and yeah, you'd be gone running. Um, lalu, 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 you two. So, um, so this is just the introduction. Don't know how it's gonna go. I have to get me. I have to get the thoughts out of my head as they come in because I'm just walking around the house frustrated with all these ideas of like, what is she doing? What is she thinking? You know? And those rose colored glasses, girl, take them off, make bits of them, throw them in a river. Look, throw them in the ocean on the way home. I don't know. You can't open a window, but do something with them because they're not doing you any favors. Why do you keep falling for the same person over and over again? All the good men, which, yeah, I do think BB was a good man to her. I do believe Pete was very kind to her. From what I hear from other people, that Pete was actually a really good boyfriend, and all the stuff that they went through and everything, and he still stands by her. Um, and yet she still keeps going for the same men. Oh God, oh God, oh God. And if you're not part of this religion or part of this culture, you don't understand what can happen. And like, when is she coming home? I heard today they have no money. So they're living until their next paycheck, which is next week, I think, some stage. And they're living until then with food she bought that she can't cook because she has no pots or a stove or anything. Yeah, well, I don't know. I just heard it through a few people that holy mother, you're scary. I just heard it from a few people that I would have watched their live streams that BB was very good to her as well until he realized she was cheating on him. That's the thing. They, they are extremely jealous. Gee, this isn't going very well, is it, with little Miss Madam? Um, they are extremely jealous, which is a weird concept. To me, it's a weird concept because they can have any amount of wives depending on how rich they are. They can, and they can have how many wives that they can afford. Um, so long as they're able to keep look after them all in the same manner, um, they can have them. And I think as well, personally, I think Chantal has been paying for everything on this trip. Um, his new clothes, his new phone, his new, but she does it to them all. She gave away a brand new laptop in Cuba. Like, you go on holidays, anytime we've gone on holidays and we'd buy gifts for the people, that the entertainment people and the people behind the bar, we'd buy cigars or we'd buy the little bracelets that would be made outside for the women. There was no laptops and iPhones and iPhone covers and new clothes and the whole lot. Like, is he coming home with her to Canada? I hope not. Oh my God. You weren't allowed even to go into the stream. But that's what he's doing to her. Team Psych Ward. That's what he's doing to her. He has her there, and she's she's on on her phone. He's on his phone. He's deleting all the people that are commenting. Anybody that doesn't want to comment. Do what, baby? Daddy, will you turn on? Yeah, I told her if she comes into the room, I'll turn it on for her. She's not watching it because you're doing stuff. Right. Okay. All right. Put it in behind me and turn on the dollies for her. She'll still be very quiet though. She will stay quiet then. Once dollies are on, she'll stay quiet. Um, where was I? Yeah, he's in her chat. He's her only moderator. How freakishly weird is that for a start? Like, get rid of all your moderators, get rid of the Holy Trinity, who are your best friends that have stuck by you for years and years and years. And because they're giving you sound advice now, you're going to get rid of them and you're going to block them. No. Um, so he's her only moderator. So he has full control of what is said in her channel, what is insinuated. He can keep things from her. Now, do you know what's the one thing that I am afraid of with the chat? And could like that's why I haven't any mods yet, Jen, because I could come out with anything and I don't know. It'll have to happen soon, I hope. But yeah, everybody will be running away. Oh, Samantha's off on one. But yeah, but the biggest thing that I'm actually afraid of in regards her live streams where he's watching um down through her chat is every single dollar she's making in super chat he can see. Now I know I did hear that over there the women are allowed to keep their own money. Whatever they earn and they keep it themselves. And the husbands have to provide for the women in his family. But the women provide whatever they make that's extra for them. But I know by the eyes on him, every time a new super chat comes in, his eyebrow lifts and his eyebrow lifts. And it's the one eyebrow. And I don't know who mentioned it the other day. Not sure if it was Ari Pepperoni, but they mentioned it that it's exactly when, and there was $100 $100 was given in a super chat for them for the happy couple or something like that. His eyebrow nearly left the forehead. It was raised that much. Do you know the cartoons where the eyebrows are actually in the sky? Well, that's what it looked like. His eyebrow had shot up out of his forehead into the sky. Didn't think it was ever going to come back down to land on his face, but it did. But he can see every penny she's making. So he's going to wait, and this is the December payment, I think. So he will stay around to get as much of that payment as he possibly can. I think it was added up in AdSense and everything for this week alone. She's made well over $1,000. I can't get rid of this cough, girls, at all. I'm going to try and make honey and lemon or something for myself tomorrow. And just 3 weeks I had it. So that's anyway. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be talking about Foodie and her rose-colored glasses. But that's just part of it. I'm still going to go back to doing the readings and everything, and I still have to do the um show everyone how the thingamyoki is done. The rods are used, how they're used, and pendulums and stuff. I'll go back to all my own stuff, but I will. I have to get out. I have to get it out of my head. I have to get it out verbally because otherwise I'll crack. She is a train wreck, and it's half of one and 50% of the other team psych ward. I'm not sure. Um, I'm not sure. Do I feel sorry for her, or do I feel it's karma? Because sometimes I watch her and I think, do you know, if she just would listen to her family and her friends and they're putting her on the right track, and she might come out with this tidier, like cleaner, not cleaner as in body clean, but cleaner as in her lifestyle, her future. So I do feel sorry for her sometimes, but then within 5 minutes she comes and she does something to wreck it all in my head, and I'm like, holy God, I was feeling for you 5 minutes ago. Do you know what? You're only a witch, and maybe you do deserve it. Thank you, Team Psych Ward. I wasn't going to, as I think you all knew I wasn't going to, but I have to. It's it's one thing. I think everybody comes across one thing that you just have to voice, and if it doesn't come out, it has to come out. It just has to, or I'll explode. I'll explode. There'll be parts of me over in Kuwait looking for her to drag her home. Um, yeah. So whatever. Anyway, I'm going to start writing down the notes of the last couple of days, their lives, and the things that I've seen, the things that I've heard. Um, I hate watching them. I hate watching them. Now that's just bring back Nader any day, and now he was bad, but this fella, he has a face on him like, well, a slapped arse anyway, but he's a face on him like Play-Doh, and he can scrunch and scrunch it up into little balls and all sorts of different faces. And you know what he's thinking and what he's saying, and even so much as to tell, okay, he did it for her own good and for her own safety. But there was a comment made yesterday, and she said, "Oh, what's that?" And he said, "Oh, it's a nice super chat." Now I did. Who was it? Somebody this evening translated it, and it said, we hope you enjoy her body part." And it wasn't a nice comment about her body part, and at least he kept that from her, and he said, "Oh no, it's a really nice super chat," you know. But I trust him as far as I'd peg a stick, you know. So I'm just interested in how this is going to pan out. When she gets her pay next week, if it was me, I'd be taking the pay, going down to the British Embassy, or the British Embassy. She that'd be no good to her. Down to the Canadian Embassy, and I'd be getting myself the first ticket away from that man who thinks his wife is a football as I could possibly get. You're just totally not sold on a team psych ward. And what do you think about himself? Or Jen, what do you think about himself? The Salah. Oh, she is defiant. And that's one thing that would worry me is the fact that she said 3 months and she will stay 3 months, even if he has the legs and arms and everything cut off her. But sure, we won't see because she's covered from head to foot, so we won't see what he's done to her. Yeah, it's going to end horribly. Absolutely horribly. And I know everybody's, and I'm there for it. I can't wait for it. I kind of can wait for it because I'm too soft, I think, and I don't really want it to really impact on her too much because she's mental health issues. She has problems. She has addiction issues. Um, I don't want her to backtrack way too much. A few people have said to her to watch that 90 Day Fiance. And then another girl that I know that I watch, she's an English lady, and she's been posting up about the con artists in all of these countries that they get you over and they marry you and they take money off you and everything, and they have no intention of going back with you to your country. They're just there for the moolah and nothing else. And I think this is him to the backbone. And she said she met his family. I don't believe she has, because unless they're all in Kuwait, because aren't they all in Somalia or somewhere beginning with S? Someone was saying the other day. I have to start taking down names of who I hear things from too, to give them credit. um, so yeah, that's on the to-do list. Give them credit. Whatever I hear or whatever I write down whose video I saw that on. Um, wow, it's just like that Dirty John. Did you watch that? That it was on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's still on Netflix. It was on there about 2 years ago. Um, Dirty John. Hold on now. He This woman had come into money. Her husband had passed away, and she was left a lot of money. And I'm not sure if she bought the beach house herself or whether he talked her into buying the beach house in Santa Barbara, I believe. And he had her spending her money on him, doing all sorts, like just like the brand new phone and the new Apple Watch and the new clothes and the new screensaver and all that sort of stuff. But back then, he had her buying cars and everything for him. Um, and the daughters kept trying to tell her that what he was like, but she wasn't listening to it. She was having none of it because she was completely bamboozled by him and wouldn't listen to the children. And then all of a sudden, her bank account is empty. Oh, is there a second season? I've so much catching up to do, girls. I have so much catching up to do between our own lives, um, Netflix. I haven't watched The Crown, the next Crown. I haven't watched that yet. Um, you see, I spend a lot of my days now watching Dollies, and are we watching Dollies, Lou? Yeah, she takes my tablet and we cuddle up and watch these kids playing with their Anna and Elsa dolls, and she has all the dolls, and she kind of does it then when she's on her own without Nanny's tablet. She makes up her own games with it. Um, what else have I to talk about it? Did she get him a new rental car? Like I did see her plonk into that old Rover. Is it a Rover he has? Betty Broderick. I better write that down. I have I have a notebook, Jen, and I have about 6 or 7 pages of it filled in of what you tell me to watch. I still have, wait now, uh, The Shack movie has to be watched. 2019 press conference. The Devil in Idaho. The Liebenstein, or what the hell is that? Breeding and Infantile Program. Liebisch, Le, Lebensborn. I don't know. I'll find it. And yeah, there's between you and Cement Shoes, I have a big book of of TV material here that I have to watch, and then there's all the lives that I have to catch up on. And as I watch half a live, two or three of you have made up two more lives, and I'm like, I'll never catch up. What's it called? Yeah, the Littlest Pet Shop. Yeah, I'd say she'd actually watch that too if it was put on for her. But she has Santi is bringing her a lot of the Barbie things. Um, Nanny is getting her the Barbie airplane, and Barbie's a pilot and all that. Um, Dean is getting her Barbie camper van, the little Chelsea's camper van, and Andrea's getting her the big Barbie's camper van. Daddy has a huge surprise coming from Santi, Dream House. So she's Barbie mad, and then the little Barbies, and then the little Anna and Elsa's, and she's getting really big into LOL dolls. Um, no, where was I? He, he who talked who into it? Oh, is that Betty Broderick? Betty Broderick. Um, she has Sylvanian families as well, but she hasn't really watched any of the cartoons to that yet. Oh, he did. He did. Yeah, he did talk that poor woman into buying everything for him. Oh, he was horrible. He was just a nasty man. Um. So, oh, sure. Well, I'm over the threshold of 10 minutes, isn't it? At least 10 minutes you have to be on. Um. Should be on longer tomorrow night after I do a bit of research and a bit of homework. And thank you, Jen. She loves your whole heart too. And Team Psych Ward, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Lovely to see you. I wonder, how do I give wrenches? I don't know. Unless you can't do it on the phone. I love it, Team Psych Ward. I actually do love it. And I enjoy getting things off. You can tap out names. That's not really giving me a chance to do the um moderator though. No, copy translate. No, I don't know what I'm meant to be doing. Um, I'm on StreamYard on the phone, yeah. But every time I go to tap your name, your whole comment lights up. Oh, I have to do it on YouTube. Well, I will. I will. I'll do it after the live. Um. So I think my opinion is different to other people's opinion, because I think I'm going to give, the good and the bad and the ugly sides of all the players, instead of just being hating on them all. I think I'll just give them all their own hate time, or their own "I'm proud of you" time. um so hopefully this will be a different kind of take on the whole story. Yeah, it really is bad with notifications. And I hate going into the team page, um into the group, and saying I'm going live. It's like, oh my god, you're big headed woman. Who do you think you are? Like Britney Spears announcing yourself going on stage. Get out of there. And that's how I feel when I'm supposed to go in. And everyone said, come in and tell us. But no, it's so embarrassing. It's like, I'm here, come and watch me. Well, I do get the I do get the notifications of Jen's. Sometimes I get them the next morning when I wake up, but sometimes I'll get them and I'll have a half an hour time frame, and I'm waiting for a half an hour, and I'll flick through all the other different channels with the hope of going back. And by the time I go back to Jen's and I don't even get to say hello, there are 40 snores coming out of my face. It's pretty much the same time. Well, um apart from when the trials are on, she's usually on around 2 o'clock my time. So that's 9 o'clock her time. So I do try and stay awake. Like, that's why I got. And Mo's the other night, I don't think it was even that long, because I was ready to sleep around 2 o'clock, and I said, I'm going to go now, but I'll listen. And then it was over. So I could have fallen asleep for half an hour, and then it could have been over. But I really, really, really do try and stay awake. And I still haven't done the, what do you call it, the roast. And I haven't done the AD's live with you. Well, I haven't done it with you. I haven't watched it because I still have the cough, and I'm afraid of dying laughing, going into a fit of coughing, and a lung coming out onto my chest. So that's why I haven't watched that yet. Jen's chat. You see, I do go in early, and I usually say hi everybody, everyone in chat, and everyone, and then in the bed. And I haven't even watched it. Or I'll wake up and get clips here or there. But yeah, I have so much to catch up on, and I will. I will, I shall, and I will. So now, ladies, thank you so, 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 from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for listening to me and listening to Luna. Say hi, girls. Say bye, girls. And um, let's see how this goes. That it can, you know, I'll be kind to everybody and try not to have people rage at me. And if they do, I don't want to know, don't want to listen, rage away. Um, and I shall talk to you in a few moments. Anybody that comes on later on and has a watch, if you haven't subscribed, would you please mind subscribing and hitting the bell? And for all the notifications, hit the top bell. I don't normally do that, but I'd like to see some, faces around the place so they can get to know people. And we can get a good chat going. And not that our chats, Jen and Toon Psych Ward, aren't good. They are amazeballs. But just get more interaction. Okay, so I'm going to stop blathering on and talking rubbish, and I shall see you tomorrow night. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, please, on your way out. And thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye bye, everyone.